The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 300,614. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 7,000. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,561, with total confirmed deaths at 73. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, October 26. Red flag warnings are in effect for most of Los Angeles and Ventura counties through Tuesday. The Los Angeles County Fire Department is encouraging residents to be prepared as strong Santa Ana winds and elevated fire danger continues. Now, it's attributed to a combination of strong winds, low humidity, and dry vegetation. Gusts reached as high as 96 miles per hour in the mountains and valleys today. Dangerous fire weather conditions continue through parts of Northern California through today and across parts of SoCal into tomorrow morning. Southern California Edison is also preparing to shut off power to lower the risk of snapped electrical lines. Nearly 25,000 customers could be impacted. A brush fire out of Orange County erupted this morning around 6:45 a.m. at San Diego Canyon and Silverado Canyon roads just east of Irvine. The fire, which initially reported 10 acres burned, has now grown to 2,000 acres in just a few short hours. The Silverado Canyon fire is also driving air quality into an unhealthy range, impacting us here in the South Bay as well. The Ambassador program will be shut down today, along with Wilson Park Splash Pad, Sierra Golf Course, and The Plunge. Should the air quality improve tomorrow, ambassadors will return to the field and these facilities will reopen again. Also beginning next Monday, the splash pad will remain closed for the season as the weather continues to cool down. Park playgrounds and equipment remain open. Well, the Dodgers are one win away from securing the World Series. Dodgers clinched the win with a 4-2 victory Sunday night against the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 5. They are now one win shy of their first World Series title since 1988. With tonight off, they'll head to Game 6 on Tuesday at 5:08. With 9 days until November 3rd, a record-breaking number of pre-election ballots have returned, surpassing the votes returned in 2016. According to a survey of election officials in all 50 states and Washington, D.C., more than 58.7 million Americans have voted so far. The research and survey was conducted by Edison Research and Catalyst, a company that provides data, analytics, and other services to Democrats, academics, and nonprofit issue advocacy organizations, giving insights into who is voting before November. Just 4 years ago, 58.3 million pre-election ballots were cast, including ballots in the 3 vote-by-mail states that year. The early voting accounted for about 42% of all ballots cast in that presidential election. Now, according to the Secretary of State, in California, 3.5 million registered Democrats and 1.4 million Republican voters have already cast their ballots, which makes up 29% of the state's total ballots. Vote centers in Torrance will be open for 5 days leading up to Election Day beginning this Friday. Katie Geiser Library Meeting Room, the George Nakano Theater, as well as the Ken Miller Recreation Center are 3 designated locations to serve as 5-day vote centers. They will be open from October 30th through November 2nd from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Election Day, November 3rd, they will be open from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. More than 100 voting centers opened across Los Angeles County over the weekend to give voters ample chance to cast their ballots due to the ongoing health pandemic. Now, according to the Los Angeles County Registrar Recorder's Office, nearly 50,000 voters came out this weekend for in-person voting. Currently, there are about 5.7 million registered voters in the county. Roughly 1.7 million of those ballots have already been returned. Beginning Friday, another 648 locations will open across the county. Californians are encouraged to read through the ballot measures before voting on any of the propositions. Voters will decide the fate of 12 statewide measures that could raise or lower taxes, regulate some industries while banning others, possibly amend voting rights, tighten criminal sentencing, and even bring back affirmative action. To learn more, you can go to the state secretary's page at voterguide.sos.ca.gov or go to the Women League of Voters at lwv.org. New cases of COVID-19 hit record highs last week. The U.S. had more than 481,000 new cases of coronavirus, the most cases reported in a week since the pandemic began. Nearly half the country set records for new COVID-19 cases in a week, while 5 states had a record number of deaths, including Montana, North Carolina, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. According to Johns Hopkins University data, the U.S. reported more than 8.6 million cases and 225,200 deaths to date. In California, more than 900,000 cases have been reported, with more than 17,000 reported deaths. Coronavirus tests will soon become available from wholesale giant COSTCO. The COVID-19 saliva test kits will be sold to members online and can be used at home and will not involve a nasal swab. The PCR tests have been approved by the Food and Drug Administration for emergency use authorization and allows customers to test for coronavirus at home using a saliva sample. Now, according to Costco's website, those who take the test can get their results within 24 to 72 hours from the time the lab receives the kit, and it costs about $130. Costco also marked the item eligible for those with flexible spending accounts to be used towards healthcare costs. Hoping to continue supporting frontline workers at Providence Little Company of Mary, employees will receive free mental health care as the pandemic continues to impact hospitals and members of the medical field. On Wednesday, the media is invited to experience this virtual counseling and to ask mental health counselors any questions about managing on-the-job stress. The Providence Telebehavioral Health Concierge provides same-day or next-day access to licensed mental health professionals to help employees address burnout and other mental health issues. This is available to nearly 120,000 employees and tens of thousands of their family members across the Providence system. Judge Amy Coney Barrett may become the 9th justice on the Supreme Court by end of day today. The Republican-led Senate is expected to confirm Barrett to the Supreme Court in a vote this evening. Now, Barrett's appointment would be President Donald Trump's 3rd justice to the Supreme Court. Barrett presented herself in a public testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee during a nearly week-long hearing. Judge Barrett's appointment would fill the vacancy left by Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. As the Thanksgiving holiday approaches in exactly a month from today, California Governor Gavin Newsom laid out guidelines on how to approach this popular day, of course known for family gatherings. Newsom and the state's Department of Public Health issued a number of new rules to help curb the growing number of cases during the pandemic. These new rules include limiting the number of people gathering to no more than 3 households. Gatherings are defined as social situations that bring together people from different households. Health officials warn when different households mix, this increases the risk of COVID-19 transmission. The CDPH says to keep gatherings short, limiting it to 2 hours or less. Singing, chanting, and shouting is highly discouraged as it could increase the release of respiratory droplets and find aerosols into the air. The guidelines also state people should stay 6 feet apart from everyone outside their own household. Face masks should be worn when not eating, and gatherings should take place outdoors only. Attendees may go inside to use restrooms as long as the restrooms are frequently sanitized. Food and drink should be served in disposable containers, while self-serve communal containers and other shared items should not be used at the gathering. A place to wash hands and hand sanitizer should be available and encouraged by all. Now, of course, Newsom did receive backlash by the public for these stringent new regulations. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention also discourages large gatherings and instead suggests having a small dinner with just members of your household, hosting a virtual dinner with members outside of your household, and sharing recipes with family and friends instead of in person. The Toyota Sports Center is now reopened for youth sports conditioning. According to the Los Angeles County Public Health Officer's orders, in a staged approach supported by science and public health expertise, youth sports programs are now allowed to be open with safety protocols in place. These openings apply to recreational youth sports leagues, club sports, travel sports, and sports sponsored by private and public schools in grades TK through grade 12. Now, this is not intended for use by adult sports leagues or adult sports. The 6.2-acre state-of-the-art facility shut down like all facilities did in March due to concerns of transmission among all athletes, especially in contact sports. Now, following all COVID-19 safety protocols, the synthetic turf and energy-efficient sports lighting will be turned back on for youth sports. The field was designed for not only year-round soccer, but football, lacrosse, rugby, and other sports. The Toyota Sports Complex is located on 555 Maple Avenue near the Torrance Civic Center. Well, the bocce courts also reopened this weekend at Columbia Park. This includes 3 regulation-size bocce ball courts. Bocce is a sport similar to lawn bowling, played on a court that is about 90 feet long and 12 feet wide. The courts officially opened in December of 2016 and have been enjoyed by many groups in the South Bay, as well as by many Torrance residents. Red Ribbon Week continues nationwide. This takes place year-round, about from October 23rd through the end of the month. This is the largest drug abuse prevention campaign in the country that started in 1985. The 3 most widely used drugs by youth and adults are alcohol, prescription drugs, and marijuana. Each year, an estimated 80 million people across the country participate in Red Ribbon Week activities. DEA National Take Back Day also coincided with Red Ribbon Week. This year, Torrance Police and Sam's Club partnered to be a drop-off site for unwanted drugs on Saturday. Families can go online and download and print the drug-free pledge and discuss with kids at home. You can also find materials on how to talk to your children about staying drug-free. Students are also invited to join the 2020 National Red Ribbon Week photo contest. Go to redribbon.org. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The Torrance Public Library continues its virtual events this week. Today is Music Monday at 5 p.m. The community is invited to join on Facebook for a fun, fright, and funk-filled set of tunes from local DJs. Then tomorrow there will be a craft for Teen Steam. Kits are available at all public libraries during curbside hours until supplies run out. Then on Wednesday, it's baby time. On Thursday, author talks. And on Friday, toddler time. Be sure to check out their schedule each week and follow them on social media. What a great way to stay connected, staying safer apart with these great virtual events. Now, if you have a great story to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Christine Lee brings you the latest updates. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.